Are you menopausal or premenopausal and experiencing unexplained weight gain? In this video, I'm going to cover why that happens and what we can do about it. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you, if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50, get in control of your body and get in fantastic shape. I get hundreds of messages and comments from women who are in their 40s and 50s and they've experienced this incredible weight gain of 20 pounds, 30 pounds and even 50 pounds, and they're telling me that they're not doing anything different and yet they're getting this weight gain. And I feel you if this is you, because it's happened to me as well. In this video, I'm going to cover my top tips on what you can do about pre-menopause, or we call it perimenopause in the UK, and menopause weight gain. So firstly, let's talk about hormones. We've got progesterone, we've got estrogen, and even the male hormone, testosterone, has a big part to play in this. And what happens before our menopause is our hormones actually start depleting. And then when we go through the menopause, that happens even more so. We're losing muscle mass, and so we gain this incredible amount of weight, don't we? And it's really, really hard to shift. And I get really cross because I know a lot of weight loss and fitness so-called experts are just telling women, get yourself in a calorie deficit. You know, because you're watching this, aren't you, that it's just not as simple as getting into a calorie deficit. And what does a calorie deficit mean? It means expending more energy than you're putting in as fuel, which is food, isn't it? But if it was as simple as that, we'd be all walking around really slim, wouldn't we? And that's just not the case. It takes a specific strategy to actually address this and deal with this. But the good news is you can deal with this, and I've dealt with this myself. I was a lot bigger than I am now. I had a lot more body fat on me, and I've managed to address it. So I'm going to share my tips with you. And the first thing is to say, we've got to address our hormones. That's what we need to do, and that's what's different, isn't it, about just simply being in a calorie deficit. We need to address our hormones, and by that I don't mean taking hormone replacement therapy, although you can if you want to. I mean some of the things that we can do to make sure that our hormones are in balance. So that's dealing with any stress or an anxiety and reducing that, because stress and anxiety actually produces a hormone called cortisol. Now cortisol, if it's at low levels, is absolutely fine, but if it gets to high levels, it can make it really difficult for us to lose weight and actually gain weight. And then the other thing is getting on top of our sleep. We need 7 or 8 hours sleep a night, don't we, generally, most of us, and that's getting a good night's sleep, going to bed at the same time and getting up at the same time every day is also really important. And I know it's difficult in the winter months, but actually getting daylight on waking, preferably outside, is also really good for sleep. So looking at all those sleep strategies, and again, that's going to reduce your cortisol levels. Your cortisol levels can go high if we're having a lack of sleep, and also it's really difficult to manage weight, isn't it, when we've got a lack of sleep, because what we can do is actually turn to sugary foods. The other strategies around hormone include taking vitamin D. That's really important for menopausal women. So that's either getting outside and getting some sunshine, or during the winter months, that's taking a vitamin D supplement. And then what we need to do to really keep our hormones balanced is cut out all processed and sugary foods or high sugar foods. Decrease the amount of sugar that you are having if you are eating sugar. And the other thing is get some really good fats in. So things like fish oil, oily fish, nuts, nut butter, avocado, MCT oil and olive oil. They're all fantastic for balancing our hormones, and they're completely natural, aren't they? So if you think you've got those things in place and you suspect that your hormones might be out of balance, it's worth getting your thyroid checked and your hormone levels checked. And I've actually done that myself. I had a simple blood test and it came out as perfectly normal for somebody my age. But I know a lot of people that have this test done will often find they do have a thyroid problem or unusually low levels of female hormones, and that can cause weight gain. So the other strategies I'm going to talk about are around exercise and diet. So firstly, exercise. We do need to really focus on strength training, and that's what's different about being older compared to being a younger woman. A younger woman doesn't have to worry about strength training. They can do any type of exercise they like, but strength training, what that's going to do is build muscle and therefore build our metabolism, because we've lost muscle through the aging process prior to the menopause and then during the menopause. So it's really important to put that muscle back on. And then what I really like for menopausal women, and it's completely safe, is high intensity interval training. You don't need to do a great deal of that either. You can do it in a short space of time. I have some videos all around high intensity interval training, follow along videos that you can do 3 times a week, and that really is enough. And the North American Menopause Society say that that's completely safe to do HIIT workouts. I will link in the description some examples of high intensity interval training and also how to strength train for fat loss, because there are certain movements that you should do to strength train for fat loss, which are compound movements, and those are movements that use multiple muscle groups like squats, lunges, deadlifts, push-ups and pull-ups. Those kind of movements that work your whole body are going to be fantastic for fat burning. So I will link a video in the description that goes into that in detail. And now I'm going to talk about diet. And you know, I talked about getting the good fats in, but what we need is a high protein diet. That's going to support the strength training as well. And what you will find with a high protein diet is you need to be getting in protein at every meal. And we need to start as older women being really precise about our macronutrient and the calories that we are actually taking in. And for me, that's how I went through a transformation, and it was a game changer for me, actually counting my calories and macros and weighing out my food. And I will link a video in the description that actually explains exactly how to do that in a step-by-step, really simple way. If you're interested in workout programs and diet programs that are developed for women over 40, I actually run coaching programs. I also have other programs that are online programs that you can do yourself, and I will link some information in the description about that, because they're all programs that are designed for women over 40 and women going through the menopause. So if you like this video, please do give it the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and get the bell notifications so you're notified when my videos first drop. And do also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok.